Welcome to XIO Voice. Continuing from the previous episode 174. The chilly air in the sky suddenly reached its peak when the white-robed figure in the distorted space slowly stood up. Snowflakes scattered down from the sky. Within a short moment, the entire Yi city was under a sea of snow. Looking from a distance, it appeared wrapped in silver, looking exceptionally enchanting and cold. The forward-charging bodies of Xiaoyan's three-person group stopped at this moment. Immediately, a sense of danger rose from their hearts. Their bodies moved and pulled back with lightning-like speed. While the three of them were pulling back quickly, a cracking sound was suddenly emitted from within the distorted space. Immediately, a faint black ice stairs was slowly extended out. The white-robed figure slowly descended using these black ice stairs. Countless numbers of gazes were immediately thrown over when this white-robed figure revealed himself. The person who had suddenly appeared was wearing white robes. He had a tall figure, and his face appeared to be quite young. There was some indifference being emitted from between his brows. Even though this was the case, it was still extremely difficult to hide his handsome appearance. However, there seemed to be a feminine demeanor being emitted from his handsome appearance. Additionally, there was a dark black snow flower drawing in between this mysterious, white-robed man's eyebrows. When one's eyes looked at it, this image seemed to freeze even one's soul, appearing exceptionally unusual. The white-robed man placed both of his hands behind him. He stood on the black-colored ice stairs as snowflakes, that scattered down from the sky, whizzed and rotated around his body. The weak snowflakes currently possessed an extremely frightening destructive strength. This is the Valley Chief of the Ice River Valley Binghe. Heavens, this old demon has actually come himself. For a woeful poison body, he has summoned such a great force. Isn't it a little too frightening? Yi City did not lack some people who possessed great knowledge and experience. Hence, numerous exclamations involuntarily resounded when they saw the white-robed man standing with his hands behind him in the sky. Everyone within the Yi clan had become dull at this moment. Xinlan's expression was ghastly white. Her body involuntarily swayed a little. The Valley Chief of the Ice River Valley. The great name of this expert was known by almost everyone in the middle region. It was usually quite rare to see such an expert. Unexpectedly, this legendary figure had personally appeared because of Xiaoyan's group. Greeting Valley Chief. Tian Shuangzi in the sky saw this white-robed figure, who had suddenly appeared. A joy surged up his face as he respectfully greeted him. Where is Tian Shi? The white-robed man's eyes slowly swept around him before he suddenly asked. Tian Shuangzi revealed an embarrassed face when he heard this. He pointed to a large pit within Yi City. An unconscious and seriously injured Tian Shi was lying in it. The white-robed man's eyes followed the direction of Tian Shuangzi's finger. He glanced over for a moment before slightly nodding. The snowflakes around him suddenly began to rotate a little faster. It is unexpected that even Valley Chief Bing has personally gotten involved. Qinghai by the side also cupped his hands to the white-robed man. Although he was also an elite Dozun, Qinghai was aware that there was quite a large gap between him and this Valley Chief from the Ice River Valley. The gap between each star within the Dozun class was far from what an ordinary person could imagine. It was a kind of extremely fixed hierarchical system. It was quite difficult for someone in the Dozun class to challenge another of a higher level. Moreover, this Ice River Valley's Valley Chief had been renowned in the Central Plains for much longer than Qinghai. The white-robed man merely nodded in the face of Qinghai's cupped hands. Qinghai did not show any signs of being angry due to this. He smiled, unconcerned. Valley Chief Bing, that person called Xiaoyan is someone the Hall Chief has personally asked for. Please give my Hall of Souls some face after you have captured them and hand him to me. Surprise flashed across Bing Zunjie's eyes when he heard Qinghai's words. His eyes weighed Xiaoyan with some interest. This person was personally demanded by the Hall Chief of the Hall of Souls? The glint flickered within Bing Zunjie's eyes. A moment later, however, he withdrew the thought of attempting to capture this person together with his target. He had seen that person from the Hall of Souls back then. He was indeed extremely frightening. There was no need to form an enmity with that person just because of this little fellow. That would really not be worthwhile. Even he was a little afraid of this mysterious being known as the Hall of Souls. I only desire the woeful poison body. Bing Zunjie's eyes slowly shifted. A moment later, they paused on the little fairy doctor. Both of his eyes emitted an extremely rare heat. Xiao Yan's three-person group had bunched together the moment Bing Zun Jie appeared. Their eyes were grave as they studied him. This fellow's strength is really terrifying. It is likely that he is not weaker than Tang Zhen from the Burning Flame Valley. If we exchange blows with him, it is likely that even the current little fairy doctor will not be a match for him. Xiao Yan's eyes swiftly flashed. This situation was definitely a dangerous one. If they did not resolve it properly, it was likely that this Yi city would really be the place of Xiao Yan's despair. Some of the dou qi in my body has recovered. If we really end up at a critical final moment, I will use the final extermination lotus flame even if I have to forcefully do so. Otherwise, it is likely that all of us will have difficulty escaping from this catastrophe. Xiao Yan's eyes swiftly flickered. Various thoughts of fleeing continuously flashed in his heart. Xiao Yan, I will hold them back after this. You and old Mr. Yao should seek an opportunity to escape. A somewhat ice-cold hand gently grabbed Xiao Yan while his thoughts were swiftly circulating. A low whisper was emitted at the same time. Xiao Yan slightly knit his brows. It seemed that the little fairy doctor had also sensed that this Bing Zun Jie would be difficult to deal with. It is likely that it won't be easy even if we wish to leave. The other side possessed 3 Dou Zuns. Moreover, there is Bing Zun Jie whom we cannot see through. Tianhuo Zun Jie gently sighed. He had finally sensed the severity of the situation. I will not hurt you if you leave with me. Bing Zun Jie seemed to have not heard the conversation between Xiao Yan's group. His gaze contained a fiery heat as he stared at the little fairy doctor. His voice had also become unusually gentle. In your dreams. The little fairy doctor's face was ice-cold. A gray-colored flow lingered over her hand. There was a deadly aura permeating around here. This was woeful poison vapor. However, this woeful poison vapor had currently become the sharpest weapon in the little fairy doctor's arsenal. The woeful poison vapor had just appeared when it swiftly agglomerated into a poison arrow. It emitted a swoosh sound. The space in front of it became distorted, and it disappeared. The space in front of Bing Zun Jie also became distorted. The poison arrow shot out from it, targeting his heart. Bing Zun Jie merely smiled in the face of the poison arrow that had jolted over. His head leaned back slightly and he inhaled with his mouth. A suction force was emitted and he sucked the woeful poison vapor into his body. A gray aura surfaced on Bing Zun Jie's face as the woeful poison vapor entered his body. A moment later, this grayish color disappeared. The unusual glow in his eyes also became denser. This is the purest woeful poison vapor. Bing Zun Jie's face was extremely comfortable after inhaling a deep breath of air. Immediately, he felt some melancholy as he sighed. The purer it is, the greater the desire I have to obtain you. Once I have obtained you, my woeful poison body might become the most perfect constitution. The expressions of Xiao Yan's group changed when they heard these words. They looked at Bing Zun Jie with shocked faces. He also possessed the woeful poison body? The woeful poison body is divided into those natural and artificial ones. My woeful poison body is an artificial one. However, it doesn't matter. As long as I am able to obtain her woeful poison body, I will be able to make up for this defect. Bing Zun Jie gently licked his lips. His sinister voice resounded around Xiao Yan's group while he did so. So it is an artificial woeful poison body. Xiao Yan sighed in relief. He had heard that it was possible to make a woeful poison body. However, it was extremely difficult. Moreover, one would have to bear the great risk of dying. Even if one ended up succeeding, one might only possess a useless constitution in the end. It was many times lousier when compared to the little fairy doctor's natural woeful poison body. No wonder the Ice River Valley is searching for a woeful poison body. It is because of this reason. Bing Zun Jie rubbed the black-colored snowflower between his eyebrows after speaking. After which, he gently laughed. I am really too excited. I have told all of you this. The black-colored snowflower flashed as the laughter sounded. The snowflakes that were whizzing around him instantly turned a strange black color at this moment. After which, he lifted his hand and gently pointed at Xiao Yan's group. Kai, that whizzing, black snowflakes immediately swept out after his finger pressed down. After which, they shot toward Xiao Yan's group from all directions. The little fairy doctor and Tianhuo Zun Jie's expressions slightly changed when they saw Bing Zun Jie unleash an attack. The two of them blocked Xiao Yan. Mighty dou qi surged out of their bodies and formed a monstrous dou qi wall in front of them. Chi chi chi. Countless black-colored snowflakes shot into the large Do-chi wall like hidden weapons, deeply embedding into it. After which, wave after wave of strange black color swiftly spread apart. In the blink of an eye, it was saturated in the Do-chi wall. Bang! The Do-chi wall collapsed following the spreading of the black color. Two unusual black colors transformed into two ferocious-looking black dragons. They carried roars as they charged toward the little fairy doctor and Tian Huo Zun Jie. The little fairy doctor and Tian Huo Zun Jie swiftly withdrew when they saw this. Two mighty Do-chi pillars surged out of their palms and violently collided with the two black dragons. Bang! The two collided and a spatial cracks spread apart like spiderwebs. HMPH. This fierce exchange caused the little fairy doctors and Tian Huo Zun Jie's bodies to tremble. A muffled groan was emitted from their throats. Immediately, their feet pushed against empty air, and they swiftly withdrew 100 meters. They fought 2 against 1, but the one who had obtained the upper hand was Bing Zun Jie. His might was actually this terrifying. Bing Zun Jie smiled faintly after defeating the little fairy doctor and Tian Huo Zun Jie with one attack. He glanced at Xiao Yan. After which, he randomly waved his hand and one of the black dragons, that had disappeared, was once again formed. It roared as it pounced toward Xiao Yan. Xiao Yan's eyes gradually turned blood red when he saw the black dragon charging over. The heavenly flames within his body had already been merged beforehand. A somewhat illusionary fire lotus was slowly appearing in his palm. The black dragon roared and pounced over. It was accompanied by a bloody wind as it was swiftly magnified in Xiao Yan's eyes. With the approach of the black dragon, the fire lotus on Xiao Yan's hand gradually became less transparent. However, his expression was growing paler. The black dragon had fiercely rushed over in front of a countless number of eyes. However, just as the fire lotus in Xiao Yan's hand was about to completely appear, the space in front of him suddenly distorted. 2 elderly figures appeared in a strange fashion. They waved their sleeves and scattered the black dragon. After the black dragon crumbled, a green-colored figure began to slowly appear in the distorted space behind those 2 elderly figures. A gentle voice that contained an ethereal aura resonated over the land. If he is injured, the Ice River Valley will disappear.